Sektor pariwisata dan ekonomi kreatif tancap gas, terutama ketika kasus COVID-19 di tanah air melandai dan juga penanganan COVID-19 di Indonesia membaik. Kalau kita bicara mengenai kebangkitan sektor pariwisata bisa dilihat dengan antusiasme warga.
The tourism sector of Indonesia going through the roof, especially after COVID-19 increasing in Indonesia, and it has been being in a good state, and it is proof that the people enthusiasm
yang membanjiri sejumlah lokasi wisata di tanah air. Begitupun juga dengan industri kreatif. Namun, tantangan tidak menanti. 2023 merupakan tahun yang dianggap
people enthusiasm flooding the tourism and economy creative industry.
Momok karena kemungkinan terjadi resesi. Lalu bagaimana tantangan industri pariwisata dan ekonomi kreatif dalam
Sampai industri titik harus.
Namun, tantangan tidak menanti. 2023 merupakan lalu bagaimana antusiasme warga yang membanjiri sejumlah lokasi wisata di tanah air. Begitupun juga dengan industri kreatif. Namun, tantangan tidak menanti.
The people enthusiasm flooding the tourism and economy creative industry.
2023 merupakan tahun yang dianggap momok karena kemungkinan terjadi resesi. Lalu bagaimana tantangan industri pariwisata dan ekonomi?
Resesi stoknya.
Tahun yang dianggap momok karena kemungkinan terjadi resesi.
People enthusiasm flooding the tourism and economy and creative economy industry, and 2023 is believed to be a scary year because of recession.
Lalu bagaimana tantangan industri pariwisata dan ekonomi kreatif dalam menghadapi tahun 2023? Setelah banjiri sejuk saja Pak ya, kita bisa ekonomi kreatif dalam menghadapi tahun 2023.
So how is the challenge to fight recession in 2023?
Telah hadir bersama kami Menteri Pariwisata dan Ekonomi Kreatif Bapak Sandiaga Uno. Terima kasih Bapak sudah dia waktu yang sibuk menghadiri banyak kegiatan untuk berbicara bersama kami. Terima kasih. Langsung saja.
We have here with us Sandiaga Uno, and thank you so much for attending this meeting even though you are busy.
Pak ya, kita bicara mengenai pencapaian di 2022. Apa saja nih Pak yang menarik yang bisa kita elaborasi?
We're talking about our achievement in 2022 and what else and what is it in the achievement that we can elaborate.
Pertama kita harus bersyukur di penghujung 2022 kita membukukan target yang boleh dibilang alhamdulillah fantastis karena
we have to be grateful because in 2022 we have reached a fantastic target.
Target wisata mancanegara ada di target optimis 3,6. Kita dalam proyeksinya akan mencapai angka 5,2 juta wisata mancanegara.
Okay, so the tourism target have reached reach 3.6 million, and it will reach. And our next target is for it to reach 5.2 million.
Okay, like you said, the problem about the strategy of economy creative in 2024 do not to be worried about.
Ya, harus tetap kita siap siaga, kita waspada, jangan pernah jumawa. Tapi kita kita harus betul-betul menyiapkan seluruh lini rantai pasok dari pariwisata dan ekonomi kreatif tahun 2024.
Okay, but we also have to make preparation for this economy creative challenge in 2024, especially in the market.
2023 ini tahun penentuan, karena ini tahun terakhir pemulihan. Tahun 2024-2025 kita akan take off.
Since looking at the case under 2023, then we have to prepare for the future planning on the 2024 and the 2025.
Nah, berarti dengan ancaman ada resesi di beberapa negara besar dunia, ada mungkin pengurangan dari jumlah wisatawan dari negara-negara besar dunia, dan ada zero COVID policy di China.
And that means there are many risks and that means there are many risks and decisions that we have to reduce this foreign international, such as the COVID news in the Chinese.
Ada geopolitik di Ukraina dan Rusia. Ini kita harus berpaling untuk fokus kepada wisata Nusantara. Dan wisata Nusantara ditargetkan tumbuh ada geopolitik di Ukraina dan Rusia. Ini kita harus berpaling untuk fokus kepada wisata Nusantara. Dan wisata Nusantara ditargetkan tumbuh 1,2 sampai 1,4 miliar pergerakan. Berarti
And the following of the case of the geopolitics and the region Russo-Ukraine wars, and then at the Indonesian case itself, we have to prepare about 4 billions.
Available everywhere, and they're very reasonable, from $3 to $10 per trip. If you're looking for something more private, you can hire a car for about $30 to $80 for the day. Now back to the itinerary.
Oke, untuk yang lebih privat, kamu bisa menyewa mobil itu bisa dari 8 sampai 10 hari.
Now that you're a little freshened up, in the evening you can get your taste of Kenyan culture by heading over to a Maasai market. The Maasai market is a weekly open-air market that takes place in different locations in Nairobi. For about $30 to $80 for the day. Now back to the itinerary. Now that you're a little freshened up, in the evening you can get your taste of Kenyan culture by heading over to a Maasai market. The Maasai market is a weekly open-air market that takes place in different locations in Nairobi, including the city center and various shopping malls. Your taste of Kenyan culture by heading over to a Maasai market. The Maasai market is a weekly open-air market that takes place in different locations in Nairobi, including the city center and various shopping malls. The
Oke, Maasai Mara itu terbuka setiap minggu setiap hari Masaimara menjual berbagai macam yang ada di pasar Danau gitu.
It features a wide array of traditional African crafts, including clothing, jewelry, wood carvings, paintings, and sculptures. The Masai market is held in a
Masaimara itu menawarkan kerajinan Afrika seperti pakaian, perhiasan, ukiran kayu, dan patung.
different place every day of the week. So make sure to download the free PDF guide below that will share all that info with you, plus a lot more information.
Masaimara itu ada di terbuka di berbeda-beda tempat, dan jika ingin lebih detail bisa download free panduan di deskripsi di bawah untuk lebih detail tentang lokasi, restoran, dan hotel.
On the best spots, hotels, restaurants that you can check out. For dinner tonight, head over to the Carnivore restaurant. This restaurant offers
Untuk makan malam, kami menyarankan Anda untuk mengunjungi Carnivora Restaurant.
and Remani's opposite Nyali Cinemax for their stuffed chapatis. There's also
banyak makanan, salah satunya Damascus chapati.
so the Tamarind Dhow experience, where you dine on a traditional trading boat that's called a dhow that cruises through the creek. Oh my!
Pertunjukan Tamarin.
Area in Moi Avenue for the cassava crisps, fried or roasted cassava and corn, and their mada. You can check out Mubin's Cafe for chicken tikka, mashkaki and naans. There's Mike's Cafe for Mombasa mix, viazi kerai and samosas. There's Damascus for their shawarmas, and Remani's opposite Nyali Cinemax for their stuffed chapati. There's also the Tamarind Dhow experience, where you dine on a traditional trading boat that's called the dhow that cruises.
Di kota Damaskus ada banyak makanan, salah satunya roti chapati.
Cruises through the creek. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watery right now. With all these food options, you may want to fit in another day, but for this itinerary, we're grabbing Mahamri and Bazi. That cruises through the creek. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watery right now. With all these food options, you may want to stop.
Ya, di hari ke-6 Anda dapat mengunjungi restoran Mahamri.
Fit in another day, but for this itinerary, we're grabbing Mahamri and Bazi at Mike's Cafe, and then heading over to Malindi on day 6. Malindi is another beautiful coastal town known for its golden and white sandy beaches and its coral reefs.
Terlalu panjang-panjang sekali. Iya tadi udah katanya. Belum ya.
Itu yang Allah.
Kalau panjang sekali Putri stop. Siap ya.
Mani is opposite Nyali. Cinemax for the stuffed chapatis. There's also the Tamarind Dhow experience, where you dine on a traditional trading boat that's called the dhow that cruises through the creek.
In Damaskus pada pertunjukan Tamarin
Oh my gosh, my mouth is watery right now. With all these food options, you may want to fit in another day, but for this itinerary, we're grabbing
Pada hari ke-6, Anda mengunjungi Mahalindi dan menikmati makanan yang lezat.
Hamri and Bazi at Mike's Cafe, and then heading over to Malindi on day 6.
Di antaranya Mahamri dan Bazi Cafe in Mahalindi di kota Mahalindi.
Malindi is another beautiful coastal town known for its golden and white sand beaches and its coral reef. My favorite?
Kota Mahalindi memiliki pantai yang sangat bagus dan indah.
The place to stay here is at Cozy Point Homes, where you'll be hosted by the best host ever, Sabina.
Anda dapat beristirahat dan bermain di sana. Dan bertemu orang-orang asing.
Such a perfect combination of hotel luxury and home living. But if you're looking for more of a general hotel experience, you can check out Leopard Point Hotel, Diamond Dreams of Africa.
Di mana kita dapat hotel yang sangat mewah, yaitu Diamond Dreams of Africa.
Africa or Sandy's Village. If you're a history nerd, then today you will be checking out the Vasco da Gama Pillar.
Di mana ini juga ada hotel Vasco da Gama Pillar dan hotel-hotel lainnya.
Which is a monument that was erected by the explorer in 1498. You can also check out the Gede ruins, which are an ancient Swatini city.
Pada tahun 1998 ada sebuah bangunan